Previously on board.
And I must tell you, Ian, you missed out on something very special last night.
I'm sorry. Never got the invite.
I sent it to you.
Last night was a terrific function, which I was actually amazed to only find out that it's been going for 12 years. All right, but all of a sudden it's now coming to the foray where it's actually getting the media attention that I think it thoroughly deserves, and that is the Clarins Most Dynamic Women Awards. And we were invited to this lavish event at the Summer Palace.
Ooh.
Summer Place. You remember the old Marino Chiavelli's house?
I do.
You remember that?
I do.
I can't believe that was someone's house.
And then he died.
Mr. Chiavelli.
Then he died in a flat in Cape Town or something like that. And then the Kroc brothers bought it, and they've turned it into this place. It's unbelievable, my boy. You can go there, you get gefilte fish whenever you want. It's lovely.
Some raw mop herring.
There we go. Anyway, the winner of this, and I would say prestigious award, Daisy, am I right?
Yes, definitely.
You take it on here.
Go on, Daisy.
Okay, well, a lot of women obviously are put up for this award, and this year Sue Barnes won the award, and she is just a phenomenal woman.
Bravo, bravo, bravo,
And
bravo.
I must say, last night I did shed a tear when you were up on the stage talking. What you've done is absolutely amazing.
It's groundbreaking.
It's phenomenal, and I think you really are, or you have changed a lot of young girls' or women's lives. Okay, so tell us more about
Hello,
it.
Sue. Welcome. You got to speak really close into the microphone. Don't be shy.
Move it.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Gosh.
There you go. No, just pretend you're kissing it.
No.
Oh,
All right, okay. Well, your husband's there. Pretend it's him.
yeah. Just there you go.
Okay, Sue. This and I must be honest. I got a lump in my throat watching the video and then listening to you talk as well. Just, I think, for those people who don't know, and I must say, great coverage, because the people that I've spoken to have read about it in the Fair Lady, and I know there's the True Love and the Sari on the other side, but they sat and said, "Oh, I've read about this." You came up with something to help others, and that on its own is commendable. But tell us all about this incredible idea and invention that you've come up with.
It's a washable sanitary pad, and it lasts for 5 years. So my initial intention was to keep the schoolgirls in school, that when they menstruate, they miss school. So they miss a week, a month of school. So I designed and developed this washable sanitary pad. I've had it SABS absorbency approved and patented. And I've got it out to over 30,000 girls so far. Yeah,
It's incredible.
It's not only to keep them in school, but it improves their dignity, their self-esteem, to empower them, educate them so they can get on and have a normal life. Get out there and make something of their lives.
Last night, you mentioned Project Dignity.
Yes,
And to me, I think that two words that are just so work so beautifully together. And this is something very, very special. Now, Ian and I are men, so we deal with the menstruation side from a completely different kind of angle. but for girls growing up, if they don't have a close bond family, if they don't have a mother, all of a sudden this change in the body becomes something very foreign and sometimes very, very closed.
Yes.
So there's a lack of education.
Yes, absolutely. It's not in their culture to talk about it and discuss it. And a lot of the girls come from childhood at home, so they don't have anyone at home to talk to about the problems and the issues. And when they start menstruating, they have no idea what's going on in their bodies, even start of puberty. Mm-hmm. So when their breasts start to develop and stomach aches and greasy faces. So I go to schools and start educating girls from as young as 10, just on puberty and menstruation and how their bodies are going to change and what's going to happen to them, and then give them the packs. I donate all the packs to them. So I have to fundraise to get the money to have the packs made, and then I'll give it to the girls. So when they start to menstruate, at least they know what's happening and they've got something to use.
Do you have a teaching background?
No, I don't.
So this has been a learning curve for you of note.
Yes, absolutely. It's changed my life. It's been amazing.
When you, because you told us the story last night where your one daughter was asked, please can you donate sanitary pads, etc., until eventually you went and approached the school and said, what is this all about?
Yeah.
When you first encountered these girls who were unaware of sanitary hygiene, for example.
Yes.
What did they think was happening to their bodies?
Well, they didn't know what was happening. Like some girls, they want, where's the blood come from? How does it come out my body? Like they didn't know about their reproductive organs and what was going on inside their bodies. So, and when they do eventually start to menstruate, it's a big shock to them. They don't know what's happening. So it's just quite nice to talk to them and be there for them, and they can ask you questions that they don't have anyone to talk to about.
Sue, are you an inventor? I'm trying to figure out like how this came about, that you ended up getting these things made, because surely this is something new and groundbreaking that you've brought to market.
Well, when I found out that these girls were missing so much school, I am a fashion designer and I've specialized in fabrications. So I knew I had to help these girls somehow. I just had to do something, because my daughter, that's so dyslexic, she if she had to miss a week, a month of school from menstruation, plus with her dyslexia, I mean, there's no way she should cope at school. She should drop out the system. And that's what happens to all these girls. They just drop out the system. So I made a panty that had a built-in pad, and that was a bit, didn't work, was a bit messy and was costly, because every time the girls changed, they needed a whole new pad and panty. Then I made a panty that had a gusset that the pad slipped in and out of, and that was too fiddly for the girls to do, work, operate, however they want to do it.
Yeah, right, yeah.
So I made that separate sanitary pad that clips onto the panty. And the reason it has to come with the panty is the girls don't have underwear either. So I couldn't give them a pad, because then they've got nothing to put it on. So the pad comes with the panty. But the pad can come on its own, because I have a lot of elderly people that use it for incontinence, and moms that bleed heavily after they have their babies. So the pad can come separately.
And if we can just go into the making of the material, you say it's been SABS approved for absorption, and it lasts for 5 years.
Yes.
Let's talk about hygiene for a second. I mean, 5 years is a long time to use one piece of material, especially for the function that you're using it for. What is it made of, and how did you get that right?
It's a hydrophilic and hydrophobic. So the outside fabrics are hydrophobic, so it allows the blood to go through it, or the urine, and keeps the body dry. Then the inside are layers of hydrophilics which absorb, and then it has a plastic layer so it doesn't seep through onto the panties or onto their clothes.
So then are you able to wear one for an entire day?
No, you wear one for 3 to 6 hours depending on their flow. It's like a normal disposable pad. You feel when it's full, you need to change. It's the same thing.
See, this is going to change the world.
I'm hoping it's going to make a difference in a lot of girls' lives.
I mean, look into Africa, and you go, you can only do good by using this.
Well, I'm hoping so, yes.
And what's the response been from first world countries? Have people seen the potential to get it out, to distribute it out?
Yes, it's growing. It's also a green product, so people are interested in that aspect of it, because it's not being discarded, so it's not clogging the landfills, and there's no chemicals or gels in it, so it's actually good for the body, because people don't get infections and women don't get infections from it. So, it's a good clean what? Sorry.
It's a good, clean product.
It's a good, clean, green product. How's that?
Sue, we were fortunate enough to be given one last night at the function as a sample, and I was looking at it this morning. And for those who don't know, basically it's a piece of material that's press studs onto the panty.
Yeah.
Okay. What about renewing panties? Because the product itself, yes, is 5 years, but the panty is going to wear. So, are there replacements? Can people get them? How does that work?
They can get them from me.
Okay.
Yeah, easily. The panty I designed it's got a completely different shape to a normal panty you'd buy, because it's got a very full bottom to accommodate South African figures. So it's not a high panty, it's a normal low-slung panty. And the men that use the pads for incontinence, they also use the same panty brief, we can call it. It's got a unisex shape.
Well, this was the amazing thing, because initially it started out as just let's look after the girls. There is definitely a need for this.
Yes.
But it's really expanded, and it's something where I suppose people, men or women who do suffer from incontinence, sit there and it's not the most wonderful thing to happen to
No,
anybody.
it's very embarrassing for them. I mean,
Yeah.
they sneeze, they dribble, and then
Yeah.
you know.
So I mean, it definitely is incredibly revolutionary.
Yes.
But I must say, besides the invention, the one thing that really stuck out for me last night from the presentation and from your speech is that you feel that this is like your calling. Does that
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yes.
something you just believe that this is what you're here to do.
Yes, it is definitely what I've been had to do. I've resigned from my job now because I want to work with the girls full time. It's been an amazing journey for me to get to where it is now and to see how it's grown and developed. And some schools have called me back 3 times to come and give, when the girls move on and get new grades coming in, they've called me back 3 times, which is amazing. Obviously, they can feel it's working. The girls' grades are improving. So, I mean, they wouldn't be calling me back
That's
if it wasn't
amazing.
a good product,
The other side of it, I mean, Clarins, of course, acknowledge you, but Clarins also a big supporter of you as well, and hopefully that now will continue as well.
Yes, Clarins have been absolutely amazing. I'm just blown over by them. They've just been, it's been amazing. Really, I'm grateful for everything they've done for me and to help with the product, to get it out there.
The $1 million question, you mentioned it last night, you want to become self-sustainable, you want to
Yes.
try and generate some income, et cetera, because you're giving these things away.
Yes, I give them away to
Okay.
the girls, yeah.
If somebody is listening, for example, and wants to get involved, I mean, how can they get involved? Do you have contact details? Do you have a website? Do you have a Facebook? How do they get involved?
Yes, I've got a
with
web page. They can contact me through the web page.
you? Okay, what is it?
It's subzpads, subzpads.co.za. And
Okay.
yeah, I'm wanting to try and get them into retail now so that, because many people want to buy them. I mean, after yesterday, I've had so many emails of people of all walks of life, either wanting them for themselves or for their maids or their maids' children or their grannies or, there is such a calling for it out there that.
Sue, I want to just quickly move away from this amazing topic just for 2 seconds. Something entered my mind when you were talking about the fact this is green. And the fact that a lot of this product is not ending up in landfill.
Yes.
And suddenly, your mind goes and you go, what about nappies?
Yeah, nappies is a huge problem.
I have a 2.5-year-old who is just fortunately getting out of nappies, but I know for the last 2.5 years how many nappies I've thrown away. And trust me, I don't feel good about it. It's other than having toweling nappies, it's the only other option.
Yes.
And that's a massive problem.
I have a full design that I've designed of a nappy that for babies. I just have to now make it and get it out
But
there.
this is potentially for you. You're sitting on a gold mine here.
Yeah.
You really are. And I know your heart's in giving back and helping people, and what you're doing is incredibly brilliant. But the spinners from that are just, you can't ignore them, can you?
No,
Yeah.
can't. Yeah.
Sure.
It's also pretty cool. Gert Johan is on board with you.
Oh, he has been amazing. To think of a young white South African male,
With hair like that.
awesome hair, and how he's just embraced it. And I mean, he is so busy, but he's taken the time out to help me. He's now going to put an address in Edgar's, and proceeds of the sales is going to go to the product. I mean,
Wonderful.
he is
Yeah,
just
that's great.
amazing.
Just to go on about that, I mean, Gert Johan hasn't all of a sudden come and designed the panties. He's actually designed you a sort of dress,
Yeah, an apron.
which
Yes.
allows you to explain to these
Yes.
young girls basically anatomy
Yes.
and biology of what's actually
Well, I
happening.
used to use a apron that I just hand drew.
Yes.
Boobs and a stomach and a pubic hairs. And he said to me, how can I help you? What can I do? So I said, well, I really need some nice interactive aprons that I can stand up there in front of the girls and show them. And he's made me the aprons are amazing. The uterus clips off, the fallopian tubes clip off, so I can really show the girls how their whole menstrual cycle works and what's going on in their body. He's really been amazing.
Gee, that's incredible.
Yeah.
I just want to ask one more thing. We'll say one more thing. One of the scary things that I read was what the girls were doing when they had their period. Maybe you can tell the listeners
it's
more
really,
about that.
It's really sad. They either just don't go out their house because, could you imagine, they've got blood running down their legs. So they stay inside all day. One girl told me that her mother told her she had to go and sit on a cow dung in the field because they've got no money for pads and there's nowhere for the blood to go. So that's what she had to do. So that's what she did. For a week, a month, she went and sat on a cow paddy in a field. Other girls use bags, plastic bags, they tie around them. They put sand and leaves in it. Some of them use newspapers, but newspapers in the townships are like gold. They use them for blankets, to cover their floors, so they can't just readily use them. Old cloths that they find, anything they can find to use to absorb the blood. It's really, and then that blood just gets whatever it's in, sand or leaves, turfed on the side of the road. Then there's the other problem.
Disease, bacteria, there's loads of things.
The AIDS in the menstrual blood, the AIDS virus.
Very, very scary.
It is a problem.
Sue, I mean, amazingly, you've already reached 30,000 odd people. What are you projecting? How are you going to try and increase this?
Well, it's a big.
It's a huge amount. It's a huge amount of people. But it would be great if somebody came on board with a massive cash injection, which also now allows you to employ more people, which gets more. It's just a wonderful cycle that hopefully can grow and grow and grow.
Well, the corporates have been funding me through their CSR budgets, which is great because they have to spend it. So what an awesome place to spend it, So that's been amazing. So if there's any corporates that have got some spare cash that they want to get rid of, this is awesome. They could donate to me. I need to get it out there more. So, and funding is the big issue. So that's why I want to go into retail, so I don't have to rely on that so much. I can just do it myself.
I mean, surely if you get into a store like, and I don't know which types you have, but something like Pep, which is in every small town in this country. Yeah. I mean, there is an opportunity for you to really get your product out.
I have approached a lot of stores, and I must be quite honest, I haven't had very positive feedback. But I'm a fighter, so I'm not going to give up. I'm going to get this out.
Why haven't you had positive feedback?
I think it's such a new product, and not everybody's aware of it. So I think they're a bit resistant to it. But as soon as I think with more awareness and knowing what a good product it is, and that how many girls it is helping, how many girls are using it. I mean, I get calls all day asking, where can they get it? Where can they buy it? And if I could just say, I don't know if I'm allowed to use shop names on air, but you can go to Discount, or you can go to Pep, or you can go to, I don't know, Edgar's or Pick and Pay. I mean, it would be awesome. Yeah. But I must say, Margaret Hirsch has been unbelievable. She has donated out of her own personal funds. She's kept me going. She's offered to stock them in Hirsch's. Well, she does have them in some of her Hirsch's already.
Wonderful.
It's not really a tie-up, which she's agreed on and she said, but I mean, jeepers, if I just say to people, go to Hirsch's to get them, how awesome. Yeah. So I really thank her. She's been amazing.
You are an inspiration.
Completely.
Thank you.
Completely. I mean, it's so rewarding to see somebody doing something so wonderfully and so passionately for others. I mean, it's just magic, and I'm sure this is going to just grow and grow and grow, and I'm sure we will definitely get the right people on board to assist with you. So it's quite fantastic,
and it's rewarding for me to go out there and talk to those girls and just be there for them. I mean, it's just amazing. I think you saw on that video last night how those girls are just so receptive. You go to the schools and they just want to hug you and touch you, and because they don't get that at home, they don't have anyone to touch and talk to. And
exactly.
Talk to you about anything. It's just amazing. So for me, it's rewarding.
Good stuff. Well done, Sue. Congratulations.
Thank you. And thank you for having me on your Balls Radio.
It is our pleasure. Go and we've posted all the tweets. We're going to try and get some people to come and assist, in any kind of way, financially, to just build it as well.
Thank you.
And if you're listening, go to subzpads, subzpads.co.za. She is the Clarins Most Dynamic Woman for 2013-2014. Congratulations, Sue Barnes.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful to have you here, and we wish you the greatest success.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Sue.
Thanks.
The 1FF1 show on balls.co.za with Sasha, Ian, and Daisy. Weekdays 12 p.m. to 1 p.m.